already, huh? Okay. So basically, it is more like a crash course. A 1 hour crash course on dating mainly. Not so much on marriage, but certainly marriage is the big part of why we date. Yeah. So, as we know, marriage is a very significant relationship in our lives. The marriage life can really affect us either to good or to bad. Because as the Bible says, two shall become one flesh. So in a marriage relationship, it is so intimate that it affects us emotionally, it affects us mentally, it affects us spiritually, and sometimes even physically. It affects your health. Yeah. So it is such a relationship that is so important. Therefore, the decision on whom we date and whom we therefore in the end marries is a very important decision that shouldn't be taken carelessly, right? Because few other relationships, as mentioned, will have greater influence on our lives, on our walk with God, than choosing the right spouse. Yeah. And it is for this reason Elder Siu asked me to give this talk. And also because there are many young people here, which I think is important. In fact, in my church back in Singapore, I conduct this course every year, sometimes twice a year for our young people. Exactly because I desire everyone to have a good marriage. And a good marriage starts from finding the right partner. Yeah, so it is important for us to know what dating is about. So initially, I conducted premarital class, which is for people who are about to get married. Then I realized, hey, you know, it's no good for some to come to this point of wanting to get married. Then they realize, oh, we have always been doing it the wrong way, right? But rather, I would prefer to start before that, not only during dating, but before people even start to find a partner, they would have the proper understanding, biblical understanding of what kind of partner I should look for. So that I pray that, all of you would be spared painful marriages that even Christian can experience. That there's no need for us to so-called experience something that is so common to a lot of couples, that we have to suffer for it, right? We can actually learn from all these things and avoid them if we do it the right way right from the start. Yeah. So that's why this talk, which is to give, like I say, it's a crash course, because 1 hour I cannot be doing everything, but I hope to give us the right biblical principle to guide you in terms of seeking for a life partner. So what is dating? Why do people date? What kind of people or whom should I date? And what should we be doing when we are dating? These are some of the things that I would like to touch on this afternoon, right? So let's begin with a practical exercise first, okay? Imagine a whiteboard now in front of us, okay? We divide into men and ladies, okay? So I want you to tell me as men, when you look for a potential partner, what is the first thing that would attract you most? Ladies also lah, huh? So in that order, okay, what's the first thing, most important thing, right? Can I put for the man looks? Looks first? Is look important? I don't want you. No point being dishonest with me. No point. Giving me no. Godliness is most important, right? Yeah. Okay. I just want a frank answer how we look for partners. Okay, so that I'm just trying to show something. So it's okay. No one will judge you. Hey, you never choose godliness. Wow, you choose. But okay, looks important, right? Is it not? How will you choose someone that you cannot stand, right? Like for example, if let's say, I look like the Hunchback of Rotterdam or something, then will a girl, yeah, maybe someone see the beauty in me, right? Like that story, right? That she will choose me. But most people once the look at my face, cannot lah, right? They will not think of choosing me as their life partner or as to date me, right? So okay, looks important, right? Important, okay. What else? What else is important? Even for the ladies, maybe looks also important, right? Yeah. So looks. Okay. What else? What else? Character. Character is very important, right? Because this person has lousy character, no matter how pretty or how handsome, useless, this character terrible, right? So character is very important. Yeah. What else? Girls. What? What do you look for when you say, "Hey, yeah, this person"? I think these are the kind of partner I want to look for. Mm. Okay, so a believer lah, faith lah, faith, someone who has a godly character lah. I mean, desire after God. No need to be super spiritual thing, right? But a true Christian, yeah, someone who really believe in God and want to obey God. Okay, yeah, that's very important, right? Yeah. Okay. Anything else from the? You, only the uncles give the answers. I mean, you don't. Huh? Job. Okay, maybe for you're talking about as a man or as a woman. As a man, you hope that find someone who is working and not. Okay, for the woman, may want somebody who at least is financially stable, has a job and not jobless and doing nothing whole day. Yeah. So okay, all right. The girls are very shy. Never mind. So let me. Okay, you have one quality. What? Yeah. What? What is the thing that will attract you? That is important to you. A guy that so he is someone who will take leadership lah. Okay, so character and all that. Okay, fine. My I just had one class last week also, and they even talk about hygiene. Very important. How you treat how this person treat their parents. Very important. Yeah. So okay. I mean, thank you for that. Yeah. You see a certain and godliness came from the uncle's mouth. So godliness is important, but usually that's not the first thing that attracts us to a person, isn't it? Usually lah. Or if I can give you an illustration, if there are four qualities that are top four, if I put looks, good looks, um, what do you call? Let me see. Personality. That means this person has a very nice personality. It's very nice to be with this person. We want someone like that, right? Not want someone that is very boring. Yeah. So good looks, personality, and maybe someone with the same interests like you. Maybe you like hiking, or this person also like hiking. Interests, yeah. Then godly character. Four, okay. Looks, character, or rather personality, same interest, godliness. If you find sister A with 1 and 2, good looks and wonderful personality, sister A. Sister B has the last two, same interest like you and godly character. Most of the time, sister A gets to be invited for dinner. This sister B will have to wait for someone who will appreciate her lah. She doesn't have looks and all that, right? So usually is the case, right? The thing is, you know, we many a times when a man and a woman start a relationship, go into a date, including Christians like us, is from the sense of attraction we have one to another. I'm attracted to this person, right? With all these things that I'm looking for. Oh, this person is very pleasant. I like to be with this person. So usually we are drawn by such thing, and really not having a very long term in view. We are not thinking of where this relationship is going. It's more of feelings. Feel good to be with this person. I have come to an age where I'm interested to find a boyfriend, girlfriend. So I go into it. Yeah, just like all my friends. Yep. And the result of this sometimes is because of the way we choose people to enter into relationship is quite on the surface. And it might end up after going along for a while, you realize, oh, this person is like that. Then you might find that it's not suitable and they break up. And every breakup can bring about pain, heartaches. Yeah. So some people, you will see them going from one relationship to another, because they don't exactly know what is most important that to look out for and what they really want. Because if I say beauty, right? Oh, this girl is very pretty. Then what if another girl prettier? So does it mean, this one more attractive, right? Right. Wow, the character is even nicer than yours, right? So you'll be always changing. This one not as good. This one not as good. Because you are always using what you are looking for to choose someone. That's very common in the world. That's how the world choose their partner according to their own desires. Yeah. So the thing is that, we have to realize that finding a partner is not like trying to test drive to buy a car, right? You can test drive ABC car and then, okay, I think this car is the one I like more. After buying that car, you might regret. You say, actually, I think the other car is better. Or you see other people's car, I think this other car is better, right? So you can change. You can regret. It's okay, maybe this car after all is not so good. I change, I sell, I buy, right? But dating cannot be like that. I think this girl is not so good. This guy, I change. You keep changing. Yeah. So you have to choose carefully. It's very important. So the question is, what is dating? What is dating that you as young people naturally want to go into? What is dating? From a biblical perspective, dating is really a process to know somebody with the possibility of marriage in view. That means if I enter into a dating relationship or a courtship, I am having marriage in mind, that I want to see whether this is the person that I can spend the rest of my life together with in marriage. That's the purpose of dating. Dating is not for fun. Oh, you like cycling, I like cycling, let's go cycling. We are all boyfriend, girlfriend. Whole time cycling, right? A lot of courtships are like that. They do things that they enjoy, which is fine, good, right? But if you are only having fun, you will realize that marriage is not just having fun. There are many other things in marriage. So when you are having fun, of course you are happy lah. Everything is good, right? So you think you are happy, but you are not tested. There are many things that will come in life that is not tested when you are enjoying your cycling and makan together and all that. It won't come. It's only when you're tested, then you realize, oh, your character is like that. Oh, my character is like that. And how are we going to help one another, right? So the thing is, if you don't have marriage in mind when you enter into a relationship, basically you're entering in for selfish reason. I think this person can make me happy. I'm happy with them, and so it's about self basically. Yeah. So that is not the biblical way. And the casual way of dating, that's why create a lot of heartaches, and it's very self-centered. So then the question to ask is, when is the right time to date? When is the right time for me to date? Yeah. Well, as I said, before you date, you need to ask, why do I want to date? Why do I want to date someone? There are people who have different reasons why they go into a relationship. Some people is just for fun, or like I said, I'm very happy. I want someone to come and enjoy things with me together without any intention to get married. Of course, as I said, it doesn't mean dating should not have fun. Certainly, but that's not everything, right? So, what is your intention? Is it selfish? Is it God honoring? Is it good for your walk with God as you enter into this relationship? Yeah. So that is important. Some people want a relationship to boost ego. Like, all my friends got girlfriend, boyfriend. I don't have. I better find one, right? I'm so old already, so I must find one. Or, wow, I'm reaching 30, 40. Then my parents always ask, hey, when are you bringing a girlfriend home or what? Then all the relatives during Chinese New Year, hey, got girlfriend or not? Got boyfriend or not? Then we feel so pressurized. I better find one, right? So you have a wrong reason of wanting to go into it. Or some worse yet, it's like, wow, in this school, everyone want to go after this girl. If I can get her to be my girlfriend, wow, steady man, I'm better than so many people. Or I can get this handsome guy, yeah. Wow, all the girls will envy me, right? So all different reasons. Some people just want to get out of the house. I've heard of cases like that because the family, the there are drunkenness and problems at home. So the girl feel very very unhappy at home. The home is like a broken home. So she wants to find someone to get married and get out of this house, right? So I don't have to live under this kind of house. So all different kind of reasons that is not correct. Yeah. The right motive is in Genesis 2:18, God says, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make him a help meet, a help suitable for him. In other words, when two persons gets together, they want to be the help for one another. They want to be the instrument that God uses to help the partner that God has given to them, so that they build their life together in this pilgrim journey. You see, we're all Christian. We're all going to heaven. Even if you have not married, you are going to heaven. You remain single all your life, you are going to heaven. But for some of us, God gave us a partner. Thank God for that, right? That someone that we can walk together. But it's not just this person help me only, but I am to help this person. So the perspective is totally different. It's not about what this person can do for me, but what I can do for this person. To give you an example, there was this pastor that I know. He was 60 over years old when his wife passed away. His wife suffered cancer for a number of years. He loved her deeply. They had wonderful marriage. He took good care of her, and then finally she was called home. And then someone asked him, would you consider getting married again? So some of us thought, 60 over years old, still thinking of getting married, man, no lah, right? But his answer was not no. His answer was, if God were to show me someone that I can help to lead towards heaven, I will. And a few years later, God provided such a lady and they got married. Yeah. So by then, I think he is about 70 or more already. Yeah. So it is not about what I get, but it is journeying together with someone that God gave in my life to help him or her be the Christian that God wants her to be. And she also helped me to be the Christian that I'm supposed to be. That's what marriage is for. Some of you attended the pre-marriage class. It is really, the marriage is for helping each other become our future glory self, to help us in this pilgrim journey to be the Christian we are supposed to be. Yeah, so that is the marriage. That is the purpose of marriage. And so it is not so much of me, but a self-giving kind of thing. Yeah. And therefore, we have to remember our life does not exist simply for myself. Our life exists in order to glorify God. We are made to glorify Him, to live for Him, including our relationships, including our marriage, is for the glory of God. Certainly, when we live for God, we also enjoy the wonderful blessings that come along with it. But that is not the first and foremost. Ultimately, is we want to glorify God together. So today, then you have to ask yourself, are you ready to be somebody's help? Because we always think, I want to have a girlfriend, I want to have a boyfriend. But if now your perspective is changed to the biblical perspective rather than the world, then the question is, are you ready? Yeah. So that's the question. Are you ready not only to be the help, are you ready to get married in 2 to 3 years' time? A lot of times when I ask couples that just started, I say, when are you getting married? They say, hey, we just started only. What are we talking about marriage? Not yet, right? Then again, you see, they are not having marriage as the end goal. Then why did they start? Selfish reasons lah. Oh, very pretty, very good, very whatever, right? And so it will be like that, right? But if you have marriage as the end goal, it decides what you do during dating also. Because if marriage is not the end goal, then what you do is have fun lah. Let's go for dinner or let's go for this that lah. It's always enjoying yourself lah. And that's it lah. How you going to build? But remember, the time is to get to know each other deeply so that you will find out if this is the person I can give my life, my whole life for, to be a help, to journey together to heaven. It might sound very unromantic lah. I keep talking about God and all that, but I tell you, this is when a couple can do this, it is romantic. It is true love. I almost want to say, trust me. Yeah, really trust me, because I have seen enough. I'm 60 years old this year. I've seen enough as a pastor also, even in my own marriage, is that God must be the center. If God is not the center, you will have trouble in your life, in your marriage life, because we are all sinners. We are all different. There will be a lot of challenges that will be hard to resolve if God is not the center. Yeah. So that's important. You need to know the person enough to enter in. Yeah. So I started the dating class also for reason being, I see nowadays more and more in not only my church, but in the other churches, Reformed churches that I know, one phenomena which I'm a bit burdened and concerned is that our young people, they find their partners on the dating sites. I'm not saying this is totally wrong, but I'm saying it's a danger. Because yeah, you may join a Christian dating site. Anyone can say they are Christian, right? How do you know, right? So you are like buying a mystery box. You don't know what you're going to get, It promises you something that may be good, but again, how you decide, right? You see interest or same, okay, Christian, then you just choose like that. But this is a person you don't know at all. It's a stranger. And then you want to, almost if I sign up and I ask somebody out, it's almost showing interest and I want to somehow commit, right? Unless it's so obvious, cannot work. But that is, you're jumping into something that you have not really know this person. Which is why sometimes I prefer that our members seek a partner within the church. Of course, sometimes they say, oh, I know this person so well. It's like my brother, my sister. How can I imagine becoming husband and wife? I say, if you know this person so well, that's wonderful. You know each other's weaknesses and strength and whether you can help one another. That's what you are supposed to do during dating and then throughout your whole life as marriage. You get somebody you don't know, in the end you find actually it's the same. They're all sinners. Everyone is so ugly also, right? You still have to come back to working the differences, the problems, the sin. So So to try and counter that, I recently spoke to the different reform pastors. I say maybe we should set up some reform dating site lah, so that at least if somebody choose somebody in my church, I can say, oh, this one better not I don't think she doesn't even come to church and don't, right? At least I can warn you, right? But what I'm trying to say, jokes aside, but at least there is some knowledge that if my member choose your member, at least we can know a bit about this person, and yeah, or maybe the pastor should only allow certain people to come in lah. I don't know. People who are not spiritual, get your life right first. You're not ready for dating. Really, you're not ready for dating. Because what is dating for? Towards marriage, to help one another to be the Christian. You are not yourself a proper Christian. You're not ready for dating. 不要害人, don't destroy somebody's life, right? That's why I told my son too. I say when you look for a girlfriend, look for someone who loves the Lord, who is a sincere Christian. But that also means you yourself must be a sincere Christian. You cannot expect people to love God and you yourself don't love God, right? So that is what I want to emphasize, the perspective difference between how the world choose boyfriend, girlfriends, which often affects us also because nobody teach us. So we also learn from our friends, learn from the world, or what dating is about. And then when we hear our friend dating, oh, this is what you do during dating, oh, this the places you go and things you do. Oh, okay, dating is like that. So we also get that kind of idea from social media, from love movies or songs, so we get the wrong kind of idea of what dating is about. But I hope to help us to see that really it's not about myself. It's about God putting me in someone's life that we are able to help one another towards heaven in this life journey. And it will be beautiful. Yeah. So when we find a man, for the ladies, find someone who, for example, know how to love others. Not a selfish person, someone who is willing to sacrifice for others, someone who is not short-tempered, impatient toward others. Find someone who is willing to work hard and not lazy, whole day stay at home, play computer games, handphone games, wasting time. No heart for other things, no heart for God, no heart for church. Yeah. No thinking of the future, just live day by day. I don't care what come next. Today I got my parents taking care of me. I don't need to care. I just play games. Yeah. Find someone who is responsible in life. Yeah. And spiritually minded. For guy, find a lady who is also spiritually minded, and therefore, someone who is not self-centered, someone who is not materialistic, for example, or lazy, or very, it's natural for ladies, even men, to want to look good. Yeah, but if a lady were to spend 2-3 hours in front of the mirror before she can step out of the house, this person is a bit too much, emphasize too much every time on how I look, what people think of me, right? Am I fat? People think I'm fat, or I'm, this. So too much about self, and again, it shows the spirituality. Yeah. So, of course, as I said again, when you go around and look for partner, don't just look, okay, now whether this person meet all these needs, but rather, do I meet all the needs that is required of me as a girl or as a boy? Yeah. So that is important, first of all. Yeah. Okay, I hope I'm clear enough, and I hope you can have that perspective. Really, you go in with the selfish perspective, a lot of things can go wrong. Yeah. What to do during dating? What do you do when you're dating, right? So, as mentioned, one of the major purpose of dating is to know each other more deeply, spiritually, emotionally, relationally, and all that. So you want to get to know this person more deeply. So why it matters is because, as I said, marriage is the end goal. Married, then you are together going to live your life forever, right? To help one another. So this dating time is the time where I always tell the young couples, where you don't close one eye, okay? You open both your eyes big to see, of course, not in a very critical way, but to really see each other clearly. Sometimes we are afraid to lose that relationship, right? Wow, it's so difficult to find such a handsome man or a pretty girl, but better, present my best self, right? So that the relationship will carry on. Or I see fault, but never mind, never mind. I think it's okay. But actually, you cannot take it, and when marriage comes, it will blow up in your face, right? Because this thing is something that is of concern to you, but you have closed your eye. Yeah. So I always said, open your eyes, get to know each other. After marriage, you can close one eye. Uh, Sometimes you need to close both eyes. Don't be so particular, right? Everything blah, 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 not happy, right? So, but before that, because after marriage, you are not supposed to divorce, right? You are for life. Before marriage, you still can break, right? If you see something really serious. So the point is that the goal is marriage and to know one another during this time of dating. So then how to get to know one another? Is when you spend time communicating with one another, not just having fun, or just talk about fun things. You you only know that aspect of each other. You don't know how this person takes stress, for example, how this person take disappointment, how this person reacts to situations, how this person treat other people. It's always the two of you. Always dating means the two of you. Always go some quiet place and all that. Just the two of you, right? So that you will never get to know this person in all aspects, which is why I also advise people who are dating, you don't need to see each other every day, okay? I know the heart is, wow, I wish to be with this person every day. That happened to me, right? When I was dating my wife, which no one taught me, right? Every day I would drive from, if you know Singapore, from Changi to Bukit to Jurong. So it's from the east to the west, uh, to see her. Yeah. But I mean, you see, sometimes when the relationship develops so fast because you see each other every day, you don't get to see the person in a more complete way in other situations because it develops very fast. Yeah, but actually it's still very shallow. But if you give time, you will be able to see that. And like I said, it cannot be always just the two of you. Yeah, it must be you should see each other in different aspects. So later I'll talk about what you do during dating. But the thing is, you should see this person in church, at home, at work. What kind of person this is, right? So you can see more of each other rather than just just spending time the two of you. But you can even serve together in church. Then you can see how you are able to encourage and help one another. Yeah. So a lot of communication, verbal communication of how we feel about things, what we think about things, our worldviews, our dreams, and all that, so that you can better understand this person. Yeah. So this is important. Yeah. And so since it's in view of marriage, you can even talk about things like, what do you think of marriage, and how do you view children, and things like that. You can see, because maybe you might find this one say, oh no, I don't want to get married, or I don't want to have children after getting married, and then okay, so that's how you get to know each other better. But again, after saying that, it doesn't mean that when you see some disagreement, oh, this cannot work, right? Then you get out. But the important thing is how you work at the differences, whether you are able to again help each other to come to a good spot. That's most important. Yeah. To disagree is normal, and you must expect that we are all different. But the couple, when they disagree, can they work towards a solution or an answer that they are happy with, that both are able to give themselves to? Yeah. So that is the thing. So during dating, you do that. right? You see something that you find uncomfortable, you should bring up, of course, in a nice way lah. But and then you work on that. And sometimes certain things can be such a big thing that uh, it cannot be uh, worked at uh, or resolved. Then maybe the relationship cannot work. So be honest, be open during dating. Like I said, don't hide your true self, because how long do you want to hide your true self? After marriage, then you reveal, then that will be too late, right? You're going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt another person. Yeah. So take time to know the person, observe one another. Yeah. So some suggestions on how couples can spend meaningful time together. Like they can, for example, go and learn something together, learn baking together, cooking, attend a course, how to lead youth ministry so that you can serve God together in the church with the youths, or counseling, or even a musical instrument together, whatever. Do something that you can do together to have time together. Interact also with one another's family. Don't, after you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, then you no longer remember you are a son to somebody. You forget your parents, you forget all your family members, you forget your church. No more time for church. It's always just two of you. No, interact with your partner's family, right? In fact, I always tell the guys, especially when you want to court the girl, you better ask the permission of the parents. Yeah. And I'm thankful that many of our boys in church, they took that advice. They would ask for the girl's permission to date their daughter. I think that's a responsible thing to do. It shows also your seriousness and commitment, that I'm not doing this behind your back, but I want your approval that I'm serious to want to uh, court your daughter. Yeah. So the thing is, yeah, be with each other's family. Then that's where you also see how this person treat his or her parents or grandparents, or can even spend time with grandparents, bring grandparents out, whatever. So there are many wonderful activities that you can do, right, and still fulfill your responsibility as a son, as a daughter, as a grandchild, and yet spend time together with your partner. So these are meaningful things. Yeah, of course, help each other in the service of the Lord in church. You may not serve together. Maybe you have different gifts, uh, but if you can, then sure. But if not, serve and help one another in to be active in church, not to be drawn away. Like I said, a lot of times when people involved in relationship, they they withdraw from church, they withdraw from friends, so their friends also feel very lost. It's like, you used to be my good friend, now, wow, totally like we're no more of a friend like that, and never even talk to me anymore when you see me in church, right? So it's very hurting, right? I know, because sometimes when we are in love, we just only see this person. We forget about the whole world. But no, no, no. We need to be still involved to get to know each other more deeply. Yeah, and the relationship is to help us be better Christian, right? And not help us to be worse off Christian, to be drawn away from God. Together, you can visit those who are lonely in church, those who are suffering and sick and all that. There's so many wholesome things that you can do. Yeah, attend Bible studies together, attend church uh, programs, conferences, go visit a museum, whatever, orchestra. Yeah, there's so many 1,001 things that you can do beside going to makan, beside going to the parks and all that. Those are not the only things, or in fact, some of these things we have to be careful also. Yeah. So the point is to be um, to have a plan to get to know one another, and so you can have creative ways to get to know each other better. Yeah. So in your conversation, you don't just talk about fun things. You can talk about, your everyday experience. Where is God in your life, right? Today at work, you face difficulty. So how did God gave you the strength to go on, or you were sad and what happened, then you can share with one another, you can talk and encourage each other. That's where, again, you can see how we can help one another in our Christian life, our daily life. So it's not just talking about doctrines, yeah, but it's about how God's word apply to your life and my life. Yeah, so of course doctrines matters to some extent. That's why those who go into a Christian dating site, right, you might find someone from another church with totally different doctrines. That is another hurdle that you need to work at. Yeah. So okay lah. It seems like I'm very against um, dating sites, but I'm worried lah. Of course, there are so-called success cases, but yeah, I'm concerned. I like I say, it's like a mystery box that usually don't bring very nice mystery gift. Yeah, yeah. So okay, during dating, how does what is the physical limits or intimacy that we have to observe? Yeah, you see, sex is given by God to be enjoyed by husband and wife. Okay, and husband and wife only. Anything outside of the marriage bond is terrible sin, is lust, right? Which God condemns, yeah, in many parts of the world, in many parts of God's word, yeah. That's why, sexual purity is very important. In fact, it is of eternal importance because sexual immorality, God says, those who commit those sins will not inherit the kingdom. So it's very serious. So, of course, like I said, we get our ideas about dating from our friends, non-Christians and all that. Oh, they even stay overnight together, go, and they may even have sex with one another. So it's like, it's so common that sometimes we also start to lower our view of these things, but realize that God hates. Hello, yeah, yeah. So during dating, not only avoid sexual sins, in fact, the focus should be on knowing each other better, on building a strong relationship, and not a physical intimacy. You see, physical intimacy can give us a false feeling of intimacy, uh, especially for a girl, right? Usually, a girl give of herself, yeah, out of love, and I want to, give myself to this person. But a guy can also just be out of lust, and that's a fact, right? But whether a guy or a girl, whatever, if they are very physically intimate, it gives a false sense of intimacy before they even know each other well. They think that they are very intimate, they are very close because physically they are so intimate, but actually they don't know each other well. So a lot of times when a breakup should happen, it would be very terrible because of that. Yeah. So um, the thing is, it's even best to just avoid it, keep it at bay. One of my dating class, I invited two couples which I conducted pre-marriage pre-marriage class with, and I have no prior arrangement with them. I invited them to share their experience with the couples that I was conducting the dating class. And they both couples said that when they dated, they promised each other that they will not even kiss. Okay, so in our context today, you might think kissing should be quite okay, right? But no, they will not even kiss during dating. Yeah. Incidentally, really, at wedding, you always hear the pastor telling the couple, so and so, you may now kiss your wife. In history, they really don't kiss until that is the first kiss. Why the pastor give the permission, now you may kiss your wife, then the person, we kiss many, many times already, right? So it is because that physical intimacy shouldn't be there during courtship. When it is not there, that is where you really focus on knowing one another. And when you know each other deeply, when you get married, you deeply love each other, then your physical intimacy is really sweet and wonderful. It is not fleshly lust or anything. So you may feel that it's quite a difficult thing in our context today to do. Not even kiss, right? Not, but I see them very happy, wonderful. They know each other well. Not that their relationship have no problem, but they really sought to know each other deeply and work out the problems. Yeah. So that will strengthen their relationship, strengthen their marriage, which is the most important part. Yeah. So the intimacy part, because friends will disturb you. Oh, you got a girlfriend already. When did you hold hands? Wow. Uh, and I know we are like that, right? When you first hold hands, wow, very excited. The first time you hold your girlfriend's hand, right? Oh, then the next time you think of how maybe give her a hug or something. Then it proceeds. So some people fall into the temptation of having premarital sex, right? So that is dangerous. If you are able to, the couple was saying sometimes they were tempted, then one will have to remind the other, hey, remember our promise, right? We shouldn't do this. Then wow, wonderful. They stop. Yeah. So it is good. And that's why where we go is also important, right? You don't go to quiet places, just the two of you, somewhere in the park. It's not you put yourself in temptation, right? Or you stay overnight, not only at each other's house. There are couples that before they are married, they go traveling together, staying in the same hotel room. Well, you may tell me, no, we won't do anything together, but you are putting yourself in temptation's way, right? So it is, in fact, should not be the case that unmarried couples should be, going on a trip and staying in the same hotel room together. Yeah. So have group dating with other couples, with other people. Of course, doesn't mean you cannot be just the two of you together, lah. But what do you do? And be careful of this physical intimacy part that can mess up the whole idea of what real intimacy is, and that you don't really get to know each other in the real sense more deeply. Yeah. So God calls us to flee from sexual immorality. So when you do that during dating, you are really respecting each other. Because if I lead you to sin with me in this physical part, then I'm not honoring you. I'm causing you to sin also. Not only I sin, I cause you to sin. So it is very important that we be careful with this. Yeah, treat each other physically like how a blood brother would treat a sister. Pray for wisdom, pray for grace to really be able to see that this is the child of God, that I'm working towards marriage. Don't always think of the physical part, right? A brother and a sister can hug each other. But there's no sexual kind of idea or what, right? If you can do that with your girlfriend, boyfriend, yeah, fine. Treat each other as brothers and sisters. The sexual part, we have to be very careful and set boundaries. If you know yourself, then you need to set boundaries. You may even need to have, you know, what do you call people to not shepherd this what's that word called? Yeah, to be accountable for, right? That if you guys struggle with it, you can have some people that you can be accountable to or mentor you in your relationship. That will be helpful. Yeah. So, that's why I asked the two couples to share with the rest, to know that I'm not asking you to do something that is impossible. There are people who are doing it even without me saying anything. Yeah, and they are happy. They had no regrets doing that. Okay, so the Bible very clearly says in 1 Thessalonians 4, 6 and 7, no man go beyond to defraud his brother in any matter, because that the Lord is the avenger of all such, as we also have forewarned you and testified. For God has not called us to uncleanness, but to holiness. So we don't defraud this sister or this brother to sin in uncleanness, but to keep ourselves pure and holy. So until you are both married, it is best to deal with each other physically, just like how a blood brother would deal with his own blood sister. Yeah, keep that in mind. Okay. Commit to living in purity before God and be willing to wait until marriage. Even if tomorrow you are getting married, today you still cannot. You wait till you are married until the pastor say you may now kiss your wife. Then you can, yeah. Oh, then it's beautiful. Then that sexual union is beautiful that God has given to a loving husband and wife. Yeah. Okay. So maybe just one small part before I open for a little bit of question is that when breakup become necessary, what should we do? Right? Again, this is a part where many people do not do it right. So in the church, when there's a breakup, sometimes it becomes so painful that people leave church, even leave the faith. Right? That would be very terrible. So when even though the relationship may have started with right attitude, sincerity, and intentions, but if you realize that it's not heading towards a God honoring marriage, then you might need to end it. You're not married. You should don't jump into the marriage and then have a terrible marriage that does not honor God, right? So, but ending a relationship is never easy, right? Sometimes, but yet it is sometimes the best thing to do, the wisest thing to do, and not carry on. I have I have advised couples which I counsel and I saw a lot of trouble. I say you should not get married. And in the end, they still get married, right? Until today, they're still struggling. The same problem because they never resolve those problems. Yeah. So don't say, oh yeah, we've been together for years. Oh well, I must go on and press on. No, don't do that. Also, don't uh, uh, think of evangelism kind of relationship, right? Like that this person is not a true believer, but I say no, by my love, I'll move this person, and then this person will become a Christian one day, right? So never mind, I'll carry on, right? Get married also can. Yeah, I tell you, uh, 10 out of 9 times it will not happen. Of course, God is gracious. There are some people because of a relationship they went in wrong reason, right? But yet God worked it out, and one person is converted. But 10 out of 9 times that I've seen, it doesn't work that way, right? This person if come in because of the relationship, go to church, okay, I go to church, okay, I believe, I get myself baptized, but this is not a true Christian a lot of times. And the thing is, when a Christian say, I'm able to go with you, he is trying to say what? God's word is not important because God say, be not unequally yoked, but you are more important to me now. So I'm willing to take this route, right? And I hope and pray, God, please make her a Christian, make him a Christian. We never do that. When you jump in, it's already showing that person God is more important. So there is another case. They want to get married. We said no. Make sure this person become a Christian. But no, they didn't listen. They went ahead. Now, yeah, again, no more in church. Yeah. So don't think that you can change that person because that person already win you to know that, yeah, I'm more important because this rule of God can be broken, then many other rules of God can be broken also, right? Yeah. So don't think of that kind of hoping to I jump in first and then hopefully God will change this person. No. It's very clear. God says, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. Then straight away, as long as this person is not a Christian, this is not the person that I am going to date, not to say marry, right? So reasons for breaking up can be you realize that this person is not a true Christian, and then you might have to break up. Yeah. So those are, along the way you see that this person has really no real interest in spiritual things, in obeying God. Yeah. Even though you try, right? You try to help, and you find that no, then it is a very important reason to consider uh, a breakup. Yeah. And sometimes it's the character problem. This person is always very dishonest. Yeah. Very yeah, manipulative, have anger management problem, right? Cannot control. And, one moment can love you so sweetly, right? The next one blow up anger. Then it's like this person is lack of self control, lack of spirit filled life, irresponsible, not don't care about others, don't care about future and things like that. And when pointed out faults, is not willing to admit, not repentant, right? When you show that, God want us to be like that, and this person is too proud to admit and want to carry on, um, those are red flags that we have to be careful. Yeah. So watch out for such things. Watch out also as your relationship goes along. Like I said, does it bring you too nearer to God or bring you further from God? Bringing you further from God could be two of you have been doing the wrong things. So today I try to, highlight to you some of the things that you can do that help you in your spiritual life. But going away from God can be really your spiritual mindset where these things are not important. Two of us enjoying life is more important. Getting our careers on track and getting rich is more important, right? Enjoying life is more important. Those are red flags, right? This person is leading you away from God, and your life is not pleasing to God. So so when these are just some reasons, there may be other reasons. Uh, like like I said, that there may be some things that may not be totally wrong, but you cannot accept. Like just now I said, my last class, someone pointed hygiene. Hygiene is very important. So maybe because this person got OCD, right? So must be clean, right? But you are so dirty. Wow, I cannot stand you, man. So if you really cannot, and this person tries to change, and still not meet up to your standard, you're still always frustrated and angry, then maybe you should consider also something may not work out. Because if you despise this person for this, when you get married, you continue to despise, you are not able to respect and help each other because you despise the person. You are not able to accept what this person has. Or like my look, like Quasimodo, right? Then if you think never mind, my love will overcome it, right? But actually you hate my look, right? Every time you see my face, you get right. So then it may not work. You may have to break up. Yeah. So the thing is, when you break up, what should you do? Wow, some people they just ghost you lah. They stop texting you, stop replying you, right? Then maybe say then maybe give false hope lah. I think we should give ourselves 1 month to consider whether our relationship can work or not, right? But actually he's not considering lah. 1 month later, right? I think we should break lah. Then the other person will, oh, can we try again? Yeah, okay lah, maybe give 1 more month lah. But you already made up your mind, no, you're not going to be with this person. Be clear. Tell this person that, we these are the reasons why as Christians I don't think it is God's will that we are together. So if both are God honoring, both are true Christians, and they can agree with that, then the breakup won't be, it can be painful because I invested my feeling, right? But we know that it is not God's will, and it is for each other's good. So we can part at peace, peacefully. That when I see you in church, I don't have to like feel so guilty I've done something wrong, or feel so angry with you. Wow, why you break off with me and all that, right? That I don't want to see you, I don't talk to you. And worse yet, I go around and gossip to people. You know why we break up? Because this person like that, blah, blah, blah. You say all the bad things about this person, right? That's gossiping, and that shouldn't happen. Yeah, in a breakup, right? Respect, if it is for good reasons, submit yourself to God. Respect each other and be gracious, right? Of course, then no more that closeness, but you are still brothers and sisters in Christ. You might need time to heal. Give yourself time emotionally and physically to heal. Don't just straight away jump into another relationship. Yeah, some people say, you don't want me, never mind. I want to see, I got now a new girlfriend, a new boyfriend, right? Again, wrong reason why you find a girlfriend, boyfriend. Just to show that I don't need to have you, right? I can always find another person. No. Please, don't do this kind of thing. You are going to get into very big trouble. Yeah. So also take the time to humbly reflect on yourself. Why didn't this relationship work? What went wrong? Or what are the areas that, now that I realize I need to work on these areas, right? Maybe I was really not godly at all. So it's time for me to draw close to God, right? And I was not responsible at all. No, I need to work at that and things like that. So do that so that, um, there wouldn't be a need that just because of the breakup, you have to leave the church and then you blame God. God, I wanted it so much, now it doesn't work, I don't want to follow you anymore. Trust God from day one to the end. As you enter prayerfully, ask God if it be His will. Why? Not because God, I want it because this person fulfills the first few criteria that I have, good looks, wonderful character. No. But in a godly way, examine this person. Non-negotiable, must be a true believer. No good looks, never mind. Because somebody who is godly and has a good character, oftentimes is even more good looking than a good looking guy with a terrible character. Really, some people may not be good looking, but they are very attractive because of their character. Yeah. So don't worry if if you are like me, not so good looking, never mind. Build your character. Yeah. So okay lah. I mean, part joke, but quite serious. What to do now if you are not attached yet? You don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend. You you I know sometimes we may feel a bit anxious. I'm growing older, all my friends around me are attached, I don't have. So is there something wrong with me? No, never mind. I always say it's better not to be married than to be married to the wrong person, right? So prayerfully look for, prayerfully pray and look for the right person and wait upon the Lord. And while you wait, it's not keep looking, is this possible? Is this guy possible? But rather get to know your brethren in a good way in the church, that as you serve together as brothers and sisters and walk together, then you know this person better, and then you can be more sure. Hey, and sometimes it comes naturally also as you two, are serving together, encouraging each other. Then you realize, hey, we are actually very able to help one another in our Christian life. We are very a match in that sense. Yeah, then it might come naturally that you become a couple, right? That's where you can commit yourself to deepen your relationship and understanding with each other. So in the meantime, I always tell brothers and sisters, build on your life, right? That, like I said, you look out for these things, then you be the things that are right for the other person. So I have ever told a brother who has been a lot more godly and active in recent years. I said, do you know if, because he was asking me about dating things. So I said, do you know if it was a few years ago, if I'm a godly girl, I will never consider you. Because you're hardly seen in church, right? Because I want to find someone who loves God. But I'm so thankful that you are now, showing that you love God and you are active and all that. That then that is the thing that a godly girl will look for. Similarly, the other way around, a girl may be very pretty, but not interested in God. You will attract attention of a man, but you attract the attention of wrong man who only wants beauty, but not a godly partner, right? So build yourself up in a godly way that you will attract the right person to walk this life together with. So there's no hurry to rush into a relationship. Build yourself in the Lord as you spend your life for God. God will show you the person He has for you. Yeah. Well, maybe if I have the reform dating app, then maybe I'll let you know lah. But currently, I'm still not comfortable for people to go on an app to find boyfriend girlfriend, even if it is from another Reformed church. Sometimes, like I said, you don't know that person. Yeah, that's why I personally I don't usually like to pull people together. I want to pull you and you together, la hong xian, right? Because unless I'm totally sure of this person, but sometimes I don't want to do this kind of thing. I want you all to discover each other by yourself and be attracted to each other for the right reasons. Okay, any questions? Sorry, I took very long. It's a crash course. 1 hour, I cannot cover everything. Yeah. Any questions? No, it's okay. Don't be shy. Yeah, Charlotte.
Curious. Hello. 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 Just curious, what is your thoughts on age gap?
On what?
Age gap. So like, can let's just say
Oh, age
both.
gap.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's just say both are godly people. One's maybe a 70-year-old uncle, and the other one's a 40-year-old girl. Would you accept that, or would you advise not to get into that?
Okay. Well, your example is a 40-year-old and a 70-year-old. So at that age, people are generally a lot more mature. So that gap, sometimes to me, if it is God's will to have these two person, like I say, it's not about me, what I get from this person, right? How I can partner this person in the pilgrim journey to heaven. And if God shows these two persons to be so one in desire and also yeah, I think it's not a problem. But if you say a 14-year-old girl and a 20-year-old man, then I say that's not a right time or a good match at that time. Yeah. But if let's say now you say 20 plus and okay, the guy is, so your acceptance is what? Anything less than 7 is because you gave a, oh no, 70 years old, sorry. Okay, I have seen cases where the man is 7 years older than the lady and their marriage was wonderful. In our church, there's also the wife is older than the man by 3 or 4 years. It was, yeah, good, no problem. So the question is really, is this the right person? Are you ready to commit yourself to living the life for each other towards heaven? Yeah. So age, of course, in general, we know like guys tend to mature a little later. So uh, if the age, yeah, sometimes age may show the difference in maturity, but sometimes age may not mean anything also lah. A 30-year-old guy can be still very childish also. Yeah. Or can be not serious and yeah.
So like, if a 40-year-old likes a 20-year-old,
Lady.
yeah. Or
Okay.
what about vice versa? If a 40-year-old lady likes a 20-year-old man?
Yeah. Yeah, I know the world will serious. I mean, I know the world will oh, 40-year-old man going for a 20-year-old girl. Yeah, or the reverse also. Yeah.
Because I'm assuming not just the world, but even the church itself, there would definitely be lots of
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
going on.
I say that because why would people frown or raise their eyebrows? Because potentially there are a lot of differences and problems, right? So there is wisdom in not having such a gap lah, but it's not impossible also if it is really God's will and leading. It's not impossible, but in general, I would think it is not, yeah, so wise lah. Yeah. Huh? Asians cannot take it, huh? Okay, we don't just look at things with the view of the world, but I said there is wisdom there. But if it is God's will and purpose, yes, but not the norm lah. Not usually it is not a good thing lah. Yeah, and yeah, I would think so personally lah. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying yeah, not a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, usually a 40-year-old man also shouldn't be thinking of going after a 20-year-old girl. Yeah, right. Yeah. What is he looking for? Right? If he wants someone who it can be a godly partner with me, a 20-year-old girl and a say 30-year-old, 40-year-old lady, is there a difference? No difference, right? But why must I choose a 20-year-old girl? That is like my daughter, like that, yeah. I go out with this is my wife, you know. Oh, I thought it's your daughter. Yeah. No lah, not so much that people will laugh at me, but really the mentality and everything will be quite different. You know, their life experiences and yeah, maybe sometimes for a girl it's like they may like to have a very stable, mature man to lead them. So a 40-year-old man may be very stable, very mature, have a job, you know, can take care of me, right? Then I can even be a tai, I don't have to work anymore. But but that's again wrong reasons, right? Why you want to get married to this person? But yeah. Any questions?
Uh, I mean, just thinking about it also is like, what's the beginning phase? How is it supposed to start? Like dating or whatever.
Yeah, so I've been asked this question, right? How to approach, right? What if I get rejected, right? Then, oh, very pricey, yeah. Yeah, especially in the church, right? Yeah. Which is why I say be active in church, not with the ulterior motive lah, that people will come and, but really when you build up yourself, you naturally become attractive to people who are looking for somebody who is, has a godly character, who has a pleasant personality, etc. And then when you spend time together in that kind of context, you get to know each other well enough that it comes more naturally that you already know there's good feeling between each other, that when you ask, it would be more likely that it's a yes ah. But even if it's a no, you know that you both are godly. Of course, you have to ask in a nice way lah, and not like, I want to find a girlfriend. Can you be my girlfriend? And then it's like, no, 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 no. Yeah. So why and explain. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Pastor, I have a question. When we took your the class, right? I think one example you gave on how the boy and girl can spend time was Bible studies, and you mentioned how the man should take time to prepare, and then go and have a time of studying the word. Maybe you can share a bit on that.
Oh yeah. So as mentioned, the dating is towards marriage, right? Marriage is two-person walking together in life to help one another be the Christian we're supposed to be. So your dating part should already start to have this spiritual. God must be in it lah. So like I said, just now I said of the things that you do, you should spend time also praying together, reading the Word of God and discussing together. Uh, that so the man being the leader, as husband in future, need to be able to lead this woman spiritually. That's why just now I talk about the pastor say if there's someone God provides me that I can lead, I'll get married, right? So same thing in your dating, you are helping this sister in her spiritual life. So if you find that I cannot encourage her at all, she never respect whatever I say and doesn't want to take what I say, it's very hard, right, in future as a husband, right? Or similarly the other way, whatever she say to you, you just you're a woman, don't talk to me, right? So that is also not right, right? So we need to spend time, as men, you build up yourself to be a good spiritual leader. So you know when you come together, you should also prepare lah, so that you don't just come blank and then what is this passage talking about? You waste time fumbling around. But it is good leadership to be to that shows responsibility also, that I'm someone who cares for the spiritual life of my partner. I prepare myself to be of encouragement. Yeah. So in future, your children also, that you prepare and you lead your family that way, and not leave it like, oh, oh, we're supposed to read the Bible. Okay, come, let's read the Bible. Without plan, without purpose, is no good. Yeah. Anything else?
I will also say, as a woman also, we need to learn to be submissive also. It's not in a passive way but in an active way. Not to say that, oh, I got no choice so I have to listen, but to really respect the decision that the man made.
Yeah.
It's a hard journey.
Yeah, yeah. So how to be able to respect this person, unless you know this person has a godly heart that wants to honor God and that truly loves you, right? So you can trust to let him make the decision, right? But of course doesn't mean you have no say. You should always, because you are supposed to help him, you are supposed to be his help. So you give your input, and the husband, the man, after considering, make the decision. He can very well take your suggestion because your suggestion may be better, right? But the decision is his and you respect. Or if his decision is different from yours, after you have already brought up your points, then it is a team decision that together you both go according to this. You respect the man, and that's how the marriage can function well. That you move together as a team, even if the man in that decision finally show that that decision is not the best, but it is a team's decision. You fail together and you learn together, and that can be God's will for you to fail so that you can learn certain lessons. Yeah, so it's not a bad thing. Yeah, I listen to you. You see lah, fail lah. Next time I don't want to listen to you, right? No, but to know that it is a teamwork that God put two-person together. Two is better than one. So two-person make this decision, you go. Even if you fail, it's a team's decision, not your or my decision. Yeah. So that is how we work towards, even during dating, that you should start, because sometimes the world's picture is the girl. I'm the girl. You should please me, right? So you do whatever I say, but that's not the biblical pattern, right? If your dating is like that, then you go to marriage and say, now I'm the head of the house. No, no such thing already. For all this while, you have been listening to whatever she say, even when it's wrong, you just do. Now you say, no, 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 cannot God say this, you have problem. Then the girl will say, you don't love me anymore. Last time you listened to me, now you don't listen to me. Yeah, and you have problem.
So we put titles like before we go into courtship, then you sort of get to know one another. But what if someone gets to know one another in the manner of already being in courtship, but you just don't consider yourself being together? How would you draw the line between getting to know each other and actually being a girlfriend and boyfriend? Because someone could be like a girlfriend and boyfriend, but not call themselves girlfriend and boyfriend. I don't know.
It would be just brothers and sisters, in
like they've already like know that they're interested in each other,
okay.
but they just don't label themselves as girlfriend and boyfriend.
Why? They don't want to be committed yet.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't, like I said, then you shouldn't behave like boyfriend or girlfriend. You should behave like brothers and sisters. Because if you behave like boyfriend and girlfriend and yet not boyfriend and girlfriend, then it's not correct.
So what is the behavior of a boyfriend and girlfriend?
Like you are committed to building life together to get to know each other towards marriage, as I said, right? The courtship is with marriage in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So before you are ready to say, I'm going to be ready to be married in 3 years' time, now I want to find out how we can develop towards that, then you shouldn't enter into it. And then at that point, it's always brothers and sisters. Like you treat everyone equally. Yeah, okay, I can show concern to this particular, but I should also show concern to others. It's like brothers and sisters. Yeah. I cannot imagine that they are like boyfriend girlfriend, but yet not boyfriend girlfriend. I don't know how that works.
It's like they treat each other as one that would like each other and like a girlfriend and boyfriend, but yeah.
Maybe we can say they treat each other as closer friends, but not boyfriend and girlfriend. If you say I like each other,
Yeah.
then there's this so-called romantic part that
Yes.
is involved already. So then you should commit yourself to it and not like wow, we're interested. Then in the end, finally this person tell me, oh, I realize I'm not interested. Wow. All this while I thought you're interested. I'm interested also, but then now you tell me you're not interested. Then it'd be very hurtful, right?
But at the same time, because nothing had ever happened, you had never labeled yourself, so
Yeah.
shouldn't it be fine?
Unless it's
to-
secretly lah, I'm secretly interested in this person secretly fine. But if it is sort of quite known, then there should be some indication so that there is real commitment to work at things. That we want to commit into this courtship, that we want to know each other deeper towards marriage. It cannot be that we interested but heading to nowhere. Yeah, it must be heading towards marriage. And that's why if I'm interested in this person, as I said, I tell the boys, go to the parents and say, I'm interested to date your daughter.
Mm.
That shows commitment, that I'm committing myself to this relationship. Not just try only and see, not happy, then I go. Yeah.
And for like unbelievers with believers, I've heard of people how, let's just say they are interested in an unbeliever, and then what they do is they say, okay, let's not be a couple, but yet still act like a couple, and then
Yeah.
they bring each other to church, but they don't sit with each other in church.
Which is a
And-
no. That's what I said just now. Don't think of relationship evangelism. Don't jump in the hope that this person will become a Christian. It most of the time won't work. But even if it works, your first step is wrong because God say we are not to be unequally yoked. So it's a very clear cut think that God doesn't want us to be involved with any non-believers. So we cannot be boyfriend and girlfriend. Full stop. You want to come to church? Yes, please. I want you to get to know God, but not with the objective that so that we can be together. Until you truly prove that you are a Christian, and that will take a few years, right? Then I can consider maybe, yeah, we can become boyfriend, girlfriend. But not all this time hoping that once you become Christian only, wow, we can become boyfriend, girlfriend. Like I said, a lot of times I have seen cases where in the end, the relationship broke up. This person totally just left church and left everything and not a Christian at all. And a lot of times, these people are also not very committed. Those people who come because of relationship, it's just for the relationship. They are not really someone who love God. Yeah. So why find someone who doesn't love God? When you are heading towards heaven, why you want to walk in life with someone who is not having the same direction as you? You will suffer. You will suffer. You will not have a good marriage. So that's why I said finding a Christian, a true Christian, is non-negotiable. Good looks, all that, wonderful, good to have, important, but it's negotiable. Because your character can be so nice that your look doesn't matter to me. You look so beautiful to me. But the Christian faith is not negotiable. The moment we say can bend a bit, then we are saying God is not as important. We are giving in already. I know it's tough because especially for girls, in churches, generally there are more girls than boys. So there was a pastor that told me many years ago that, he told his members almost like when a girl decided to follow Christ, she's almost saying that I'm ready to be single all my life. Because statistically, if you match 1-to-1, there are not enough boys for them. So that's why I'm also concerned. There are godly girls around, then, but if they cannot find a partner, it's also very I feel for them lah. So that's why I say I want to work with the other Reformed churches and see whether we can have. In fact, even FRCA, I spoke to them. That the Australian church that we have. The bad thing is that their youth conference for all their churches are usually at a time where our people are not having holidays. So it's a different timing. Yeah, I have broadcasted twice before their camps that young people can go to and get to know Christian brothers and sisters there. Yeah, so I may, God willing, hopefully can work something that may open up a little bit more opportunities because as I said, I mean, even practically saying in here, right? How many brothers available? How many sisters? Again, there's a mismatch. Yeah. So I mean, just being frank and practical. So how, right? So the temptation. That's why sometimes is, oh, my colleagues looks okay, leh. This a nice guy. Wow, even though not Christian, and then we give in, right? So that, or we go to dating sites and poke lah, see whether what we get is good or bad. Yeah.
I have friends that almost the same age at that time. So they use marriage as evangelism, and then these are the girls. They were the forefront of the church. They are the Sunday school teachers. They play. They are in the musical ministry.
Serving.
They were the we have the worship leaders and all that. And then when age catch up, suddenly they become panic. So then after that, since somebody comes into the picture, then they said, this person is interested with me, but he's willing to come to church. And then yes, the person comes to church and all that. But after they get married, when we are pulling them upward, they are there and we are trying to pull them up to know the Lord. But actually, it's easier for them to pull.
Yeah, yeah.
So what happened is now it's very sad. A few of them, they go to temple, they don't come to church, they compromise a lot, and even the children. It's a very sad thing.
Yeah.
So I always advise, it's better not to get married than to be married with the wrong person.
Yeah.
So much so on, I have another person who is so fervent. After she got married with this person, we got a shock. So when now I see her, she with talisman, and they go to temple, Buddhist temple. I am shocked.
Mm.
So it can go downward
Yeah.
very easily. So my advice is, if you don't find, it's okay.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, serve the Lord, love the Lord, because when you love the Lord, you don't have that thought. It doesn't bother you, hey, whether I'm going to get married, because people think marriage is ultimate. I'm going to
Yeah.
be happy,
Yeah.
but actually not.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yeah, that's why I said 9 out of 10 times it doesn't turn out well lah. So we don't do that. That's why just now we before some of you came in, we play a game, right? What is most important qualities that we look for? Good looks, character, whatever. Godliness usually below, but really this one, if we put on top, you will find the right person lah. Oh, yeah.
So, what if, like, in our situation, for example, in our church, there's not much candidates. So, what can actually singles in this church, what can they actually do? Can they actually talk to the elders, or can they actually talk to the pastor that, yeah, yeah,
only
is
got
there
one
a
son.
way where we can, get to know people from other church, like our sister church, for example.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, and also for them to get to know.
Yeah,
Is there-
certainly, right? We have activities like our KS retreat, our church camp. Certainly invite all of you to come. Yeah, to not just to look for partners, but
Yes,
but
yes.
to get to know other brothers and sisters. Then may it be that God may open up a door, lah. Yeah, but otherwise, pastors, like I said, I only got one son. I cannot help too many people. And also he must choose himself. I cannot. Okay, you go with him. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we can only help our people. Like that's why I'm burdened to conduct such courses for our young people, that they have the right mindset and in building themselves up to be the good partner to be, and then find the right partner and have a really wonderful marriage life lah. Marriage life can be beautiful when both love God and obey God. So the qualification, when both love God and obey God, which is not easy already, right? You go and find a non-Christian, then that condition is not met. You surely have problem.
Yeah, because if we tell eligible bachelors, to don't look outside the church, look inside the church, but when there's no candidates as well, and
That's
there,
why I
there
said
must be another
I
way
may
where
open
we
up
can-
to more reformed churches lah. So
Yeah.
maybe at least people will know a bit safer lah than
Mm.
some don't know what charismatic church. You just
Then I think another question is, when it comes to initiation, like if you really see someone who is very suitable candidate, someone you can be a helpmate to, he or she can be a helpmate to this person, who what is your suggested initiation? I for sure you don't straight away go to the parents and say, "Can I call your daughter?" without even having a
Then the daughter say no, I don't want. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So what are the proposed methods or initiation one could make, and should it really must be only the guy must make the initiation?
Oh, yeah. I don't think so. I mean, sometimes, like I said, if two are, actively in church together, they know each other well, you will sense that there is an attraction to each other, right? Attraction, I don't mean just good looks and all that. I mean the character and godliness and all that. So it will come quite naturally, but of course, the good looks and whatever still plays a part, right? Sometimes I may be interested in this person and we are both godly, but this person may not choose me. So there may be uh, occasions where I may be rejected lah. But I would think if we are all mature in and serious in this, then I shouldn't feel that I'm a failure. Well, I approached this sister, she said no, then I'm a failure. So no, it means it's not God's will, lor. Because it's it's not just as long as godliness will do, right? Because there are also other things that we need to look out for. Like I said, if you cannot take my look, then how? Right? There are other things, although not important, but we consider many considerations. So yeah, sometimes even height, right? If my wife is like that, so taller than me, then maybe I may have a problem or what. I mean, there are many reasons lah. But what I'm trying to say is, if it is natural that you know each other well, that's the best. That's why I encourage our brethren to get to know, but they always tell me, oh no lah, then we become brother sister and very difficult. I say, you silly, you know this person well, that's the best. You go and find a mystery box, and then realize same sinner. We're all sinners. Still have to have differences to work.
So can the lady? Oh, sorry. Yeah, one last one. Can the ladies,
Approach,
sisters
yeah.
in the church?
I don't think it's
approach?
a shame. I don't think it's wrong. Yeah.
Drop.
Yeah. Okay lah. If
Put a flower at the
if
side.
there is such a case, then maybe can approach let's say where the pastors and elders coming out. I say, Pastor, I'm interested in that one. Can you find out? No lah. I think it's best to approach yourself rather
Yeah.
than get someone else. Yeah, drop hints lah. Drop hints. I'm looking for a boyfriend leh. Then I'm looking for a girlfriend also. Yeah, let's go.
I mean, for me, that because I still have two boys, is still single and available, and but then it's like the purpose I'm sharing right now is my prayer for them. It's not that last time I used to pray that God, you give them a godly lady so that, but then after subsequently, if my son is not godly, their marriage will not turn out also. So now my prayer for them is God prepare them to be
Mm,
a godly husband, a godly father.
Yeah.
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 So most important thing is they know you.
Mm.
They know you and they go after your heart.
Yeah.
And with that, I believe they will find someone that God
Yeah.
appointed for them.
Yeah.
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 That's why
totally
I
agree.
did I think one of the young people did told me that look at the church. If let's say we only married to the Christian, then I will remain single. So I said, no, you remember when I think there's a prophet Isaiah said, now left only me. But he doesn't know. God actually prepared behind.
5,000. Yeah.
Yeah, 7,000, right?
Not
Or
about their
700.
knees to build. Yeah.
But then I said, look at Isaac at the age of 40, while the father's servant go and look for the wife, he's praying in the wilderness. So I said, pray.
Mm.
So this is my prayer for my children.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Indeed, yeah, that's why I said, you young people, prepare yourself to be that godly partner, and you'll be attractive to the right person. Yeah. Of course, if any of you has any suggestions that may be helpful, as I said, it's a fact that sometimes for us in local church, it's hard to find partners. How we can overcome some of these hurdles would be good lah.
I mean, it's just like just now you mentioned that maybe sister church, the church camp,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can join. And I mean that if you ask me, like they can join the Bible study, or is them they meet anyone else, that we are not looking at the person that how fervently he loved the words of God, but we need to observe how the person respond
Mm.
to the different situation. Is it in a godly manner?
Mm.
So that is how he reflected how much he loved God.
Yeah.
Because if the person loved God, God is the center of their life, that the person will respond in a godly manner.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So we need time to get to know each other. That will be the best. Yeah. Maybe just to highlight this one point, of course, this church is smaller lah, but in our church, some young people, one of the reasons why they don't want to find within the church is like a lot of kepo uncle aunties. It's like, hey, your son going with my daughter. Hey, this so and so, they're like going together. Then they feel like very, they don't want that kind of attention. So maybe for us parents, especially, we don't be too reactive lah. Let them go and find the Lord's will until they come and tell us. Then yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm. Yeah.
And also there's one that when I'm looking at my former church service, I'm still keeping in touch with them. Some of my children's, their youth fellowship friends, most of them, they are dating with a non-believer. So like evangelize. So when they start their courtship, I do sharing with them. So to them that even though the mother will say that we wouldn't know, maybe that is the will of God, that for my daughter or for my son to bring the person to church. And today, by this year end, I see they are getting married. And the other half is still a non-believer.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 4 or 5 years. So it's really, really sad to see that,
Yeah. Yeah.
And the person who is getting married, that they do feel struggle, feel guilty,
Mm.
but to them it's like they love the other half more than they cannot let go.
Yeah, that's why once you jump in, it's very hard. You see.
Yeah.
You should at the
You
front
jump
and
in
know
is
that
very
it's
easy.
no.
You
Yeah.
want to pull out is very
Yeah.
hard.
So you should know that's a no, right? And really, to me, if you love this person so much, don't you care for this person's soul? This person has no Christ. She is going to hell, or he is going to hell. So I'm going to marry you. I don't care. You're going to hell, right? What kind of love is this? It's a selfish love, and it's really not love. Yeah. So yeah, don't ever make that compromise. Sometimes parents are, because they love their children, right? I have met cases like that too. The children are unequally yoked. Then they console themselves. But the boy is a very nice boy, or the girl is also a very nice girl, but not Christian. It's going to lead your son or daughter also away from God. Are you happy? You love your child? You love your child that you want your child to go to hell? So, but as parents, we want to support our children. We only look at the good things. Oh, this guy, not bad, very decent guy, decent girl. But no God. How? Cannot.
And also I met my friends, the parent, the children married to the non-believer. She said, well, even though a believer married, they are not, I see many, they are not happy in the marriage also. I said, because we are all sinner, it's in progress. And it is a command. And they said the one that not equally yoked, because they argue that is a business partner. So I asked them, if we can't even be equally yoked with a business partner, how do we say that want to be a husband and wife, even though a more intimate relationship?
Mm, mm.
So sometimes people, they are not aware, their mind has been like fully occupied, like what Pastor Chong said. My son-in-law is a very good man. He loved my daughter so much, even though he is a non-believer.
Yeah, so, you know, what was I trying to say? Oh, yeah, I lost my thought already. But oh, yeah, you were saying Christians' marriages can also be bad, right? The thing is, that's why I said that a lot of times we Christians are not taught about what dating is about what marriage is about. So we do it the same way as the world do it. And that's why our relationship is wrong. You go into a marriage which is also not in the way of the Lord. That's why you have problem. But which is why I want to change our mindset, which is why already, if I may, summarize, find a partner, first of all, non-negotiable, someone who loves God, right? Then together you help one another. You're not looking for someone that can, fit all your wants and needs, but rather whether is it God's will for you to walk this life together, and that person also finds the same way. Then together you will support each other in life to walk the way of the Lord. Then you will have a happy marriage. That's why I said it might sound not romantic at all, but this is the real love journey that two person can go together. When they love the Lord and they love each other in the Lord, then no differences, no problem will be so big that they cannot solve. Yeah. But if I love myself more than God, then there'll be a lot of problems that cannot be solved because it's my way.
I think sometimes the parents also play a part, because I know some church leaders, they allow the children to marry non-believers,
Mm.
and they also use that evangelism
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Say no lah, at least he's this, and then he will bring.
Yeah.
So we will argue, say no lah, never mind lah, it sure can, because the daughter also is serving. She's also a leader, the mothers. So it's like they are so deceived that they think that the son-in-law will also, will become, will accept God, and
Yeah.
but actually no, how they compromise, and the child suffers. When they have a child, the child suffers.
Yeah. So like I asked the boys to approach the girl's parents for permission. If let's say I have a daughter and she brings a non-Christian and tells me she wants to go on courtship with this person, I would tell this boy that we are Christian family, we are Christians, and we will not approve this relationship. It sounds cruel. It sounds judgmental that, oh, you're not Christian, as if you're outsider. But no, it's the fact that we cannot. If I have a son and he brings a girl that is non-Christian back, I would say the same thing. I'm sorry. We cannot approve this. Yeah. It is really for their good now. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, my son or my daughter is still my child, right? I will still love them, but I will still tell them that it is going to not be a good thing. Yeah, because you're sinning against God. Because they may say, but we're very happy now, ma. No problem, what? Right? Why you say got problem? We're very loving. But outside of God, it wouldn't be a blessing. Even though you may have, yeah, there are some non-Christian marriages that seems like very good, right? But there is no God. But where are they heading, right? Their objective is not towards heaven. And why would I want my son or daughter to end up that way? They can be happy now, but they end up in hell. Why would I want that? Biblical, not just reform, right? Anyone biblical, God would say Be not unequally yoked. Very clear. No argument. No ambiguity.
The teacher told us that her son, her only son dating a non-believer girl. And at one day, he requested to let the non-believer girlfriend to stay in. So due to the storm or something like that, because he's in Taiwan, then the mother have no choice. So the mother say, okay, you can stay overnight at our house, but you stay with me in my room.
Yeah. Of course, cannot be the two
Yeah,
of them
you
in
stay
one
with
room.
me in my room.
Yeah.
Then the son said that the girl might feel very uncomfortable because not knowing the mom. Then he said, never mind, you can stay in together. We three of us stay together in the room. Yeah. So at night the mother tell the girl, if my son did anything that indecent towards you, he dishonor you. You must let me know, and you must not allowing him to do so. That is how she told the girl. And subsequently, the girl do came to the house and she start to sharing gospel, and she start to tell the girl what is God ordained marriage look like. So this is something that preparing her to let her
Yeah,
oversee.
yeah.
Then the girl don't find that she fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they
Then
broke
after
off.
that she left.
Yeah. So even I mean I didn't touch on many of these things, right? Even like when during dating, when going to each other's house, don't ever go into your bedroom and close the door. If you want to go to each other's bedroom, leave the door open, right? You might be saying, "Oh, we're doing studying together." No, no, no. You still open the door, right? You don't put yourself in temptation's way. Yeah. Be clear. Be very open.
As a parents, right, prayer for the parents is very, very crucial. And last time when my elder sons, I used to open up my house for all my children's friends when they want to do project. I welcome them to my house. Then there's one time that I was upstairs in my bedroom. I just took my shower. When I walked out, I saw the girl came out to my upstairs, the bedroom. I said like, and my son is in his room. Then after that, I look at my son like that. Then after that, my son just came out from the room. My son said, "Oh, because he's looking for my son to get something else." But the girl's like, she doesn't have that thing in mind, and we are the Christian family. She just walked straight up, want to go into my son's room. Then happens that I was there lah. So it's a shock to me lah. So since young, I told my children that our house, the head of the house is Christ. He doesn't allow. So must be very careful. So the worldviews, the secular worldview is like that. So as a parents, it's our responsibility that if we allow the children bring friends inside the house, we have to be present. We have to be present, and also prayer to cover them up. That's why the other day I attended one of the course. He said, as a parents, we are the prophet, we are the priest, and we are the king. The king is protecting them in prayer, and the priest is worship. We worship, we sacrifice, use our life to point them to Christ. And the prophet is continuously to share the words of God.
From my wife. She's watching online.
Oh, is it?
Hello,
It's
babe.
online.
She asked this. So if the parents have expressed their disapproval, but the kids still go on into a relationship evangelism, what should the parents do? And finally, they decided to get married still. What should the parents actually do?
Yeah, I guess when our children have come to an adult age, there's no way we can force them to do or not do anything, right? We can only pray and really keep, encouraging. That's why from the very beginning, it's good to seek each other's parents' approval. But of course, if they still go on, then we really need to guide them, and hopefully, they see the danger that they are going into. But there's really no way that we can say no, right? If you may even, come to a point where they cut off relationship with you, they still want to go ahead. Then what else can you do? You can't do anything. But the point is really to prayerfully highlight to them the danger ahead. Yeah. Yeah, there are some parents who will say that if you marry, we are no longer father and son or what. There are some parents who will not go for the wedding also. I personally am not sure if I go to that, because to me, if they are so hard-hearted, by my not going, will not do any good also lah. But I will only say that, keep saying that this is very important, that you should still seek after. I'm coming because I'm your father for your wedding, because wedding is a very important part of your life. Although I don't approve to this, yeah.
Because my children, they are like my eldest is 30 years old. So sometimes I do think of that. I do really, really struggle. And I see that my eldest son, he do have like a non-believer girls that really looks after him. I mean, go after him. And I really, really truly struggle. So likewise, I say, if they say they still insist, so that what I learned is when I read Come Back Barbara, how C.J. Miller journey along with Barbara when she moved on her own way, and the father is the theologians and also the pastor, and he assured the girl that his love towards her. The door is open for her to come back, but doesn't mean that the father is agree what she has done. But the father continuously to love and to pray, and until 8 years later, the daughter returned. So it's really, very heartbreaking to see when the children, they are at the age. We really worried about they are going to fall and they do not know. And we can't do anything as a parent. That is truly a heartbreaking moment. But that is also a sanctification for us as a parent. How we responded towards that. If I responded shameful because I'm a Christian, or maybe I'm a Sunday school teacher, or maybe because I'm pastor, yeah. So what is my conversation towards my children is during that moment is, it's not that outwardly they should do or they should not do, but it's inwardly their heart where they are. Are they with the Lord or they are not?
Yeah. This topic is hard. Yeah, a lot of times we are in a situation where we feel it's not easy to resolve lah. Like I would like to have a partner, but I cannot find one. Then how? Here is a man that looks okay to me. So how? Yeah, but obeying the Lord is always right lah, even though it may be painful. Yeah. Some people may wait longer. Sometimes we have an age limit, right? I don't know if I'm well, there are some people who marry later, 50 years old, beyond. But yeah, Is there anything wrong? No, I mean God. In fact, Paul say, right, he wish everyone is like him, be unmarried, that you can give your time to God. So again, why do we want to get married? Is it just solely because I want, or God, what do you have for me? Singleness is not something wrong, or you know, something lesser. It's in fact better that you have one person less to be responsible for, and you can live for the Lord.
Sometimes I think when, if let's say our children, they go in that path, I think it is, you cannot say anything but allow them. But we can pray on our side that sometimes when things happen, broken, crushed, it is then when they will look up, then they know what is right is what is right. So sometimes how much we say also, you cannot say. If that's the part that God wants to teach them, I think that is the part. Yeah.
Yeah, we have said our part. They know themselves and they still choose, then God will show it to them. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I can understand a parent's heart lah. when my son is growing older and older, I my wife and I always say, we're thankful that he doesn't just anyhow jump into a relationship, right? But yet when I see the younger people in my church getting married, somehow in my heart is yeah, why is my son not married? Yeah, but yet I know God's way is the best lah. So just wait, lor. Yeah, yeah. Although I'm a bit jealous, my Australian friend, same age as me, same age as me. His family photo, 50 people, children, grandchildren already. Well, he had many children and many grandchildren already. I said, wow, my family photo is just 3 of us. Yeah.
Getting married this year end, and then are looking at him. My heart, I feel very very sad because I also know that he needs someone. Then I also look forward to this occasion, but I have to always come to the Lord and pray.
Yeah, nice discussion, nice conversation. But truly, I pray really that our perspective of marriage is correct. Then our dating in who we find will be correct. All right, don't find the wrong person. Marriage is a relationship that affects your whole life. Yeah, so it's very important who you marry, and therefore who you choose from the start is very important. So, young people, don't let your emotion run ahead of you, and just look at the outward. Forget what God's word expect of us, which is always the best. Okay. Yeah, we close with a word of prayer. Our Lord and our God, you are the Lord of our lives. Indeed, as Christians, you have called us to live a life to bring glory to your name. You are molding us into the image of Christ to bring us into heaven. We, on this pilgrim journey, for some of us, you have given us partners to walk along with. And while we desire to as young people look for partners, Lord, would you, with your word and spirit, reign our emotions, that we do not just allow the outward or the worldly views of courtship and marriage uh, affect the way we choose our partners, affect the way we go about our courtship, but that truly you are always in our lives decision, that we will seek your will, that we will do your will, so that our lives would bring glory to you. And so I pray for all our young people here that you will guide them as they live for you in your own good timing. You will show them the right person, that you will bless their relationship, you will bless their marriage, that as your church would that your church will be built up with families that are strong and godly, that will continue to honor and glorify your name, that your blessings will be experienced by all our families. So Lord, thank you for this little session, that we can have this short look at relationships. Pray that you will grant us wisdom as we move ahead. We pray and ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.